Hello, girls. Hi. Okay. Okay. How's my lighting? The sun kind of shifted on me a little bit in my window, but I am really excited about this. I'm going to tell you that. Let me just talk a little bit about eyebrows. Eyebrows are 100% the frame to your face, especially to make your eyes pop out as much as they can. So I'm going to teach you guys today how to bring your eyebrows to their fullest potential. No matter what you have left of there with hair, no matter what shape they are right now, no matter if you've over tweezed them, no matter if you don't tweeze them, no matter what your brow situation is at this moment, I will give you every tip and trick I know right now to bring your brows to their fullest potential. So the first thing I will tell you is you need to find a good esthetician or a fantastic hairdresser who will take care of your brows for you as far as waxing goes or threading goes or all those fancy things they have out now that will take care of kind of the main shape of your eyebrow. So first things first, find somebody who will take care of your eyebrows for you, the things that you can't do at home. I've in the past, of course, had many clients who trust me 100% with their eyebrows, and they are one of my favorite things on the whole face. Like, you guys know I love my lashes, but I absolutely love eyebrows, and they can, whoops, I just had to mute a few things. They can absolutely change your confidence. They can change your, they can like give you a mini facelift. I mean, it's like amazing what eyebrows can do. So I'm coming to you live right now with no makeup on. Like, I have nothing on besides lip color because it makes me feel good. So I'm going to be using two tools, two main tools in this whole tutorial. The first one is, I also meant to come to you with like fresh, clean hair, but our hot water is turned off because we're hooking up a wood boiler to our house. So a hair wash today didn't happen. But anyway, so that's why I'm wearing my hide my dirty hair headband. Okay, so two main tools. There's tons of eyebrow products out there. Of course, I'm going to be using the ones that I enjoy the most, and I've tried many. The first thing is the right type of like a brush. Our company is just launching another brow brush. This is the Brow Artist brush, but we are exclusively offering in our special for this month, what month is it? It's August, September. It's September. We also have a new brow brush that has a spoolie on the end. So a spoolie to me is really important also. It's not going to be the main tool I talk about today though. It's going to be this brush that has two ends to it, and it's going to be this palette. So it's a super cute, great size palette. It's got a mirror in it, and then it's got 5 products. 2 powders, 2 creams, and then a wax, okay? So, once you've got your brows shaped by your professional who you trust and love, you're going to ask them if they will trim them for you if you have bushy eyebrows, okay? That's another really important thing. And if they don't know how to do that, I'm going to teach you right now, okay? If they're uncomfortable with that, which if you're going to somebody who's really good at brows, they will know what you're talking about and they won't overcut them. But you're going to take a spoolie at home. Good morning, girls. Good afternoon, girls. It's not morning anymore. You're going to brush your eyebrows up. Hi, Nicole. You're going to brush your eyebrows up just like this. And I'm going to get really close to you right now. Anything, I've already trimmed mine, but anything that you see go, so here's like my main eyebrow line. Anything that you see pop up and over that eyebrow line, just take it off right there. Don't go too much. Don't take too little, but you really, it's going to just kind of defluff your eyebrows so that they're not like popping off of your head too much, okay? This eyebrow of mine is not my favorite. You also need, so I've actually left right here a little bit longer where I looks like I need to trim them because I have a little bit of a gap right here in my eyebrow, and you guys can see that when I brush over. And then I'm really, really sparse on this side for some reason. And this kind of comes and goes, okay? So before we start actually like filling them in and lining them and like outlining them, I want you to know that your eyebrows, they are sisters, okay? They're not twins. So if they don't look exactly the same, it's okay. It's super natural looking that way. I mean, you don't want them to be completely off and crazy, but we all have a favorite eyebrow because they don't always look the same, okay? They do look different. Say hey if you're jumping on. Hi, girls. I'm so glad you guys are here watching. Okay, so that is number 2. Get yourself a good eyebrow gal who's going to wax, you know, tweeze, whatever, thread, and then ask her to trim. And if they're not comfortable, do it yourself. So when you brush up, you're going to take like a little itty bitty tiny scissors and just cut those top pieces off. Now, start that way. When you get comfortable with not over cutting your eyebrows, you can brush down and do the same thing. So you guys can see how much I am Thank you, Cindy. I love eyebrows, and if I could wax people's eyebrows all day long, I would. So you're going to, like, you can see all these guys down here, but I'm super sparse on the outsides of my brows, so I sometimes, when they don't pop up there, I leave those ones because that kind of, you know, it makes them look, of course, a lot more natural. But you can see when I brush them up, they don't really pop outside of that line, so that's why I don't cut, you know, through the top. Same with this one. So I've kind of left mine a little bit longer right through there because that kind of fills in the sparseness that I have. Yes, I have a waxer at home. I can take care of your eyebrows for you. I love waxing eyebrows. Okay, so now that we've covered that, let's start. And this is, my next tips are going to be to customize this, you guys, to your face shape. Everybody's shape of face is different. Everybody's nose is wider or narrower than the next. Everybody's eyes are further apart or closer together than the next. So this is the coolest trick ever. You're going to take, I'm going to take this away because I'm not focusing on, this is our other eyebrow brush, but this is the Brow Artist brush, okay? So take a pen, take a Q-tip, take anything that's straight and long enough to measure, to do some measuring. I'm going to swipe these comments just for a second so that I can see what I'm doing. You are going to put the pencil right on the corner of your nose, okay? And then you're going to make that pencil meet the corner of your eye. And then you're going to just hold it straight up, okay? So line it up to the corner of your nose, the corner of your eye, the inside of your eye, and straight up. This is where your eyebrow should be starting, okay? That's what's going to fit your face the best, is if you measure this. So what you can do is, I'm going to dip right in quick here. I'll show you what I'm doing in a second. I'm just going to show you how to mark this, okay? So get that line going. I'm going to look in my mirror. And then you're going to mark that right there. Okay, you guys see that? Then step number 2, same thing. You're going to take this pencil, brush, whatever you have available. You're going to go corner of your nose again. Everything's corner of your nose. And you're going to go straight across your pupil. So right over the black center of your eyeball. This, where the pencil touches, is where your arch should be and where it should start. So again, I'm going to get a little bit of my color from my palette on to my pencil. I'm going to go straight across my pupil of my eye, and I'm going to mark that. I'm going to mark it on the top because that's where your arch is. Okay, can you guys see how I darkened it a little bit there and I darkened it a little bit there? Okay, step 3 in measuring and getting the perfect shape for your own face. Corner of your nose to the corner of your eye. So just run that brush, that pencil, whatever you're using, to the corner of your eye. Wherever that hits is where your eyebrow should end. Okay, so again, I'm going to take my powder in number 1 and I'm going to mark that. And I'm going to kind of mark it on the top and on the bottom in a little V shape. Okay, so do you guys see? 1, 2, 3. You can actually see the marks that I just made. Now you're going to connect the marks is the gist of all of this, okay? But you're going to follow the lines of your natural brow. If you don't have a ton from the center mark to the outside mark, this is where a little bit of like practice comes in, okay? Let me just swipe and make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, whoops. Okay, ready? So let's do this. I'm going to show you the palette now that I'm using. The coolest part about this palette, again, these are my favorite tools for my eyebrows, my absolute favorite. This is what I go to when I want maximum full potential for my eyebrows, and this palette will do that for anything. And there's 3 color options. There's blonde, brunette, and then dark brunette, black. So I'm brunette. I'm using the brunette palette. So this is like all set up for you, okay? They're numbered. These suckers are numbered. Number 1 is a lighter brown. Number 2 is going to complement it, and it's a little bit darker. Number 3 is what's going to give you an eye lift. And number 4 is going to help with the eye lift in a little bit different area. This is numbered number 5, but I use this mixed with 1 and 2. That's just how I do it. There's a couple different ways. I'm going to show you my tricks and how I do it, okay? So first of all, with your tool, you can see that I have a little bit of product right on the tip from doing my little marks here. What I did was I dipped into this gel, and you can see the product is really only on that little tiny bit of my brush, okay? So I'm dipping into this a little bit on each side, just super lightly, because don't leave this in your car either. It will melt. The gel will. Or the wax. Dip and dip each side, okay? Then I'm going to go straight into number 1, and I'm just going to get a little tiny bit of product onto each side. And what this is doing is it's mixing the gel with the powder, and it's kind of making it a cream-based option now for your drawing, okay? I have a Kleenex right here. You could use the back of your hand. I'm going to show you with the Kleenex. And I'm just going to take and wipe off any like extra powder that isn't kind of adhered to any of the gel, okay? And now I'm going to connect the dots. And this is really fun, you guys. This is really fun. So I'm going to go from this first mark I made, and I'm going to create a little bit of a line through the bottom, and I'm just going to follow my natural shape of my brow up to the bottom of that mark I made. See how I made that little line there? And just little tiny light movements, because you don't want to look like you have drawn on eyebrows. I mean, you can if you want. This is just what I prefer. A softer looking brow, okay? So I've got that line in there. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the top. I'm going to get a little bit more product. So I'm dipping into the gel again, dipping back into the color number 1 in my palette, and I'm going to connect the dots right here. I flip my brush over so that I use up the rest of my product. Okay, so I connected mark number 1 to mark number 2. Same thing on the top. So now I have like a little eyebrow to color in. Okay, do you guys see how much like fuller that looks already? Now look at the back side of this is like, oh. Now here's where it is fun because this palette is so customized to how a natural brow should look that number 2 is darker, and this is where you're going to come in with powder number 2. So same thing. I'm going to wipe my brow brush off. I'm going to dip back into my number 1 after I've got some, or I keep calling it a gel, it's a wax. Okay. Hi, Carrie. Oh, there's a fly in here. Okay, here we go. I'm going to wipe a little bit of my product off. The stuff that kind of didn't turn into like a cream on my brush. And I'm in number 2, so this one's going to be a little bit darker, and I'm going to do this again. But now I'm connecting dot 2 to number 3, okay? On the top. See that awesome line that created? Flip my brush around, and I'm going to connect down to the bottom, okay? So you guys see how there's like a little outline there now? Isn't that awesome? It's like you're just, I mean, look at the difference right now already. You can see it. Yeah, I mean, poor thing. And then it's like, oh, wait, like I don't have a small forehead. So this really breaks up the fact that, you know, I've got a 3-finger forehead and you can't tell as much. I mean, this side just looks like one big forehead. Okay. Now's the fun part. So you've got your lines, you've got your marks made, you've got your connections made, connect the dots. I'm going to wipe my brush off again. And I'm going to start back in the middle, okay? So I'm going back to my color number 1 because on the inside, you want it to be a little lighter. On the outsides where it can get a little bit more dark, a little bit more dramatic, okay? Can I just tell you, I can't believe my family is being, yes, I'm like a cone, yes, big foreheads, you feel like a cone head if you don't have an eyebrow on. It's just like cone heads don't have eyebrows. Okay, going back into color number 1, the lighter color. Same thing, you guys. I'm still not getting very much product onto my brush at all. You can see it's still on the tip. I'm going to wipe it just so I don't have too much going on. You can always add more, okay? So don't go too crazy right away. I got a little chunk. There we go. Okay. And now, because these hairs right here, see how they grow straight up? They grow up further. Right? It just breaks up your forehead. It's just the best. So because I connected right here, or, you know, I made my mark up and down, that I did that because, well, this brush is like the perfect size to make a good mark like that. But then I'm going to make little tiny strokes inside where I need to fill in, going vertical, okay, up and down. And you're just kind of following your natural hair growth. Once you kind of get this down and you get good practice too, this doesn't take long, okay? And like I said, you don't have to worry about your brows not matching because they are sisters, they are not twins. So don't ever for a minute think that they'll both look exactly the same. And if they do, kudos to you, man. Because I still can't get my eyebrows to look the same. Okay, so I'm just coloring. I'm coloring in between the lines. And you can get a little bit heavier with your hand now because you want that to fill in pretty good, okay? So that's done. I like the looks of that. I like how natural it looks. And I'm just swiping with the direction of my hair. And I didn't even add any more product on there, okay? Now I'm going to the back side of my eyebrow. So I'm going to go back into the darker color, number 2. So this side's number 1, outside's number 2, okay? So I'm going to grab a little bit more gel. I'm like barely dipping into this, you guys, because our gel or our wax is really pliable. It's very movable and easy, so you don't need a lot on there. Okay, I'm going to go into the darker color, number 2. And I'm not sweeping this way. I'm actually going flat and pulling down. Flip, going flat and pulling down, because that keeps your bristles really nice and tight together so that it creates a super thin line, okay? So now you guys see my 2 lines there. I'm gonna brush straight down with my strokes this time because that's the way my brows grow. And I'm just filling in between my lines. Coloring between the lines. See how great that worked out? See that? See that? So no matter what your eyebrow shape is, no matter what your face shape is, no matter if you don't have much eyebrow left from over tweezing or whatever, you can easily create the shape that your face is made for with these tools. So I am happy with the way that one turned out. I like that it's not too dark. I like that it's not too light. And I'm going to leave it, okay? And I'm going to leave this one this way because I really want you guys to see the difference. So now I'm going to take my product off of this side, just so I don't accidentally paint somewhere else on my face, because I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to use this side of this tool. This side of the tool is pretty much exactly the same as this side, only it's a tiny bit more narrow and it's got an angle to the bristles. You can see the angle goes up, okay? So here's where 3 and 4 come in on my palette. Number 3 is a super pale pink. You look at it and you're like, wait, where do you want me to put pink on my eyebrow? I'm going to show you, okay? And then number 4 is a shimmer champagne-y cream also. So both of these are creams. And I'm going to use both of these with the other side of my tool, okay? So I'm dipping into number 3. You can see my palette's messy because I use it often. So I'm going to actually wipe off number 3 because I got some powder on it there. That looks pretty. So here we go. Same way of grabbing your product. You're going to go flat and pull and flat and pull down. Don't sweep this way. Like, don't brush like, I'm going to show you on my hand. Don't brush like this when you pick up your product, okay? Because it spreads the bristles out. And when you first start applying, you want your bristles to be nice and tight together so that they create a really nice defined thin line, okay? So again, I barely have any product on here, just on the tip. And I'm actually going to go in and wipe a tiny bit off. The same way I picked it up is the same way I'm wiping it off. I'm wiping it off, pulling it down. Okay, you guys see that? And then, this is fun. This is where you get a mini eye lift. Like, you're not even going to believe it. Watch this. This just goes simply underneath the inside of your eyebrow, right here, right along your eyebrow line. And then I'm going to show you how to blend it down to make it look really natural. So, start at the tip. You're painting outside the line now and making a new coloring board. See that? See how nice and light and faint that is? and just drawing the line underneath my eyebrow that I just created, okay? See that? See how it like opened my eye up? I'm going to pick up a little bit more product. And I'm going to, and I'm going to pull this product down onto my eyelid a little bit. So get that good light. Oh, there, that's what I was going for. I was just being too conservative. And then I'm just same position your brush is in. Now I'm just pulling that extra product that was there down. Hi, honey. Hi, Megan. Pulling it down. Do you see how I'm pulling it down? And it's pink, but it's amazing because it's like it highlights underneath your eyebrow, but also blends into your natural skin tone. So good. Okay, you guys see how much more defined that made my eyebrow right there? So just little tiny bits of product, okay? So it's amazing how it's not like, I mean, it's not scary. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. It's not like when you look at the palette, you think, oh my gosh, but this is what it's for. This is like creating that definition underneath that you need to make your eyes look way more open and your eyebrow just like lifted up, okay? Yay! Well, I'm glad because you know what? So many people get this palette and they kind of know what to do with number 1 and 2, the powders, but they don't know what to do with number 3 and 4 because eyebrows aren't pink and shimmery. So what do you do with 3 and 4? So that's what you do with number 3. Now I'm going to use the same side that my pink was on. I'm going to wipe off any extra product, and I'm kind of like pinching and pulling. Make sure you pinch and pull so that it's really defined still, really nice and tight. Keep your bristles nice and tight. You can even like take your finger and pull them back together, but do it with a Kleenex because you don't really want the oils of your fingers on there. Okay, and I'm going to go into number 4. The beautiful champagne shimmer right here. And again, it's another cream. Okay, ready? Same way. I'm loading this product the exact same way. You're going to load this product onto your brush, all 4 of these colors and products onto your brush, both sides the exact same way. All right, so I'm actually loading it, like overloading it, because I kind of want it to like cover up that pink, and then I'm going to brush it off again. And then I'm going to load it one more time. I don't do that every time, but I really want you guys to see the full effect of this, okay? So load her up. And the cool thing about the creams is they warm to your skin, and then they blend so easily. So this is going to go the outside. This is going to go from dot number 2 to dot number 3, but underneath your eyebrow. So same thing. I'm going to draw a line from the arch down to the tip. See it? You can already see the shimmer. See the shimmer. Hi, Kelly. Okay. There's my line. See it? Underneath there. Now I'm going to wipe off any extra product. Keep my pencil nice and thin. I'm going to pull it down. I'm not pulling it down too far because if you're going to, be adding eyeshadow on after this, and actually I do my eyebrows. If I'm going to wear eyeshadow that day, I usually I'll do my eyebrows, but then I'll take and do my cream part, the underneath part, after I've got my eyeshadow done, because then I can get it nice and blended with my eyeshadow too. But you totally don't have to wear eyeshadow with this. Like, you can still do these 2 underneath colors without putting eyeshadow on. And then just pull. Keep that line nice and smooth and defined next to your eyebrow. What do I got going on there? Oops, sorry. Can you guys see? I'm like coming out. Okay, do you guys see how that just like created a reflection from the light and made it, my lighting, I don't know if it's as good for you as it is for me here live, but see how that created like just a little bit of a shimmer right underneath your back side of your eyebrow, and that's going to reflect the light. But now underneath, you guys can see I've got just way more, oops, wrong side, don't do that, way more definition to my eyebrow and really good light reflection on the outside. You can use number 4 all the way up and in, but I just love that matte look that's right here because it makes this side of the underneath your eyebrow stand out so much further, and it gives it that mini eye lift. Okay, how do you feel about that? Should I do the other eyebrow? I mean, you guys can see what that just did for my eyes. Like, this is pathetic, and this is what I want. Should I show you the other eye? I'll show you the other eye, but I won't talk. How about that? If you guys have questions, ask me questions while I do this side, okay? So I'm going to do all the same steps. Oh, my foot's falling asleep. If you guys aren't sure what color, I'm going to do a mark under here on this one too. What color in a brow palette to get, please ask me because I'm happy to recommend what I think would be best for you, okay? Mark 1, mark 2. Mark, I gotta comb my eyebrows a little bit. We've actually got an awesome deal right now. I sort of talked about at the beginning of this tutorial, but we just launched a Brow Artist spoolie brush. So I would highly say, well, I'm going to need both of these because, okay, so mark 1, mark 2, mark 3. Like, look at how, I mean, I'm going to have to create my own line right there because pretty much my eyebrows are like missing right there. I'm going to move my mirror over so that I can look on this side. Okay. So I'm just going to keep going. You guys see me? Yep. Connect the dots. La 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 la. What's that from? Sesame Street? I'm still in color number 1. Okay, I've got my 2 outlines. Now I'm going to go to the back side, so I'm going to switch to number 2. Okay, see my outline that I have there? I simply just fill it in. So I'm going to wipe my product off. I'm going to start fresh and go back to the front side. Into number 1, the lighter of the 2 browns. Remember to swipe with the direction of your hair growth. Now to the back side. Yes, Megan, you need this. Megan June. Is that your full first name? Or do you just go by Megan? Oh, this brush is like, you can't, in my opinion, you cannot get brows how they should be with this palette if you do not have this brush. It is a necessity. It is totally a necessity. Or MJ. Cute. I love that. So your full first name is Megan June. I love it. Okay. Look at, they are not twins. What I just did. They are not twins. They are sisters. This one's a little, I like this one better, of course. Probably because I talked too much through this one. But I'm going to show you a trick with the spoolie. You can just use like a disposable mascara wand. That's what a spoolie is. But I have one on my brow pencil. And I'm going to soften this one a little bit just so that they come together a little bit and look fairly similar, okay? So, kind of just taking the tip, softening that little edge up. This guy is like an eraser. And I'm softening this side up so that they look a little more like each other. Now remember, that's where I was like missing eyebrow. So I'm actually going to add a tiny bit more onto that guy right there with the darker color. There. That's better. Okay, now I'm going to go underneath with the other side of my Brow Artist brush. First into number 3, the pale pink. Create that line up to your arch. And then just pull the product down. Super light hand with this. And I'm resting my pinky on my cheek so I have more like control. Okay. Wipe that off. Go into number 4, your shimmer. I'm going to kind of overlap that pink and shimmer a little bit right there. See that line? And then just pull it down. And now you've got just a tiny bit of reflection right underneath your brow on the outside. Can you guys see that? That sunlight, okay. Make sure you blend it in though. You don't want a line. There, that's it. I've got eyebrows on. I've matched the shape of my face here. Let's make sure I didn't really actually measure this side, so let's see how I did. Corner of the nose, corner of your eye, straight up. That's where it should start. Boom. Corner of your nose, over your pupil. That's where your arch should start and be. Corner of your nose, corner of your eye. Make sure it's on the corner of your eye.
Oh, where's that?
And I did it. Boom. So that's it, you guys. That is how, those are super simple steps to follow. And it makes the shape of your eyebrow, it's probably downstairs. It makes the shape of your eyebrow reflect the shape of your face and make it match up to, you know, the different dimensions that everybody has. So it's a great tool If you're trying to create a shape on your eyebrow and you're like, I don't even know where I should start it, where I should end it, you can bring them closer together. It's going to make your eyes look closer together. You can make them go further out. I love to just stick with that simple trick of having the corner of, all those boom, 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 those 3 marks to create that, connect the dots, 1, 2, 3. So thank you guys so much for watching. And I'm going to be sharing this, I believe, on my business page. I'm also going to upload it to YouTube. So I appreciate your guys' support. I hope that helped. I hope to see eyebrows to your full potential on all my VIP customers, okay? Thanks, you guys. You're welcome. Goodbye. Mwah.